Three Stooges, Taum Sauk Mountain, John Keats, and photography. If you want to know what happens when you drop those four things into a pot and stir, check out this video. Ahoy, I am Student Steve, one half of the Mo Ozark Photo Guys. In addition to photography, I also like writing, which means I frequently write short columns about the places mentor Mike and I visit around the Ozarks. Further, you probably like looking, so I thought I would combine the images we have taken with the words I have written, a kind of Andy Rooney or Charles Kuralt moment for those old enough to remember. The Missouri Ozarks is a beautiful region, and I hope my words floating through our images will bring joy, peace, and thoughtfulness to your world. Today's place of inspiration is Taum Sauk Mountain State Park, Missouri's highest point. The Three Stooges get plenty of recognition for their eye pokes, pie fights, nyuk-nyuks, and nose twists, but they don't get enough credit for their wordplay. For instance, in one episode, Mo asks Curly what is wrong, and Curly says that he is apprehensive. Mo is confused and asks what apprehensive means. Well, it means I'm scared with a college degree, responds Curly. Then Mo pokes him in the eye. By the way, that picture is me with the Three Stooges at a circus in St. Louis way back in the 1960s. In case you're wondering, I am the little guy. Even though I don't remember the event, I do like to tell people that I met the Stooges. Now back to the program. So, according to Curly, apprehensive is scared with a college degree. The same can be said with the words axiom and assumption. What is an axiom? It is an assumption with a college degree. Of course, everyone has heard the old saw about assumptions and how they can make a donkey out of you or me. To avoid joining the Burrow family, let's turn the word assumption into postulate and try the joke again. What is a postulate? An axiom with a college degree. I don't know. Somehow, that pairing doesn't work. I think the effectiveness is lost because the word postulate has gone on to graduate school and fattened its head with extra letters, while the word axiom is content with its undergraduate degree. No one likes a pretentious anything. Of course, if the phrase or word has gone to a religious school and been educated by people who call each other father or sister, then the axiom or assumption or postulate is a proverb. A proverb may or may not have graduated from anything, but it sounds old and wise, something that gained its knowledge from experience rather than a book. Examples might be, sluggards do not plow in season, so at harvest they look but find nothing. Or, wine is a mocker and beer is a brawler. Whoever is led astray by them is not wise. But I veer off track. Perhaps I should just keep everything on the high school level and say that Mentor Mike and I were testing a truth recently, that truth being that a bird in hand is worth two in the bush. Why were we putting the old saying to the test? Well, simple, human nature. No matter how true ideas seem, it is the human condition to challenge axioms and assumptions and postulates in order to prove that such things apply to other people and not to ourselves. As to proverbs or even simple commands, it seems to be human nature to outright ignore them. Adam and Eve exemplify this. They might have been thinking that certainly God meant different tree or different fruit. Just a nibble from the fruit in hand would prove the absurdity of the situation. So it goes. A bird in hand is worth two in the bush. The advice is simple enough. Don't gamble. Be happy with the thing that you have rather than throwing it down and going after the two items you may or may not get. I taught in high school for 32 years, and many students would fret over the idea of leaving the current boyfriend or girlfriend for the possibility of a more prestigious one. Usually the only thing they won in this gamble was a lowered reputation. The problem, it seems to me, arises when an axiom runs into an adage. For us, the adage was, reach for the stars. Okay, maybe that's not an adage, but the proverbial police are not here to make rulings on such things. All I know is that keep reaching for the stars is something inspirational that Casey Kasem used to say at the end of each of his American Top 40 countdowns, and I listened to that show for years. Like an assumption, It sounds right. The goal, or star we were reaching for, was to photograph Sauk waterfall at Taum Sauk Mountain State Park. We thought we had chosen a perfect time to make the attempt. It was spring, the area had recent rains, and the air was unseasonably cool. What makes this waterfall special is that it is the highest one in Missouri with a continuous flow. The nearby Black Mountain Falls are taller, but it gets parched on occasion. After Mike and I had hiked more than a mile over football-sized stones and steep granite paths, we wished that the word police had been around to define flow. What we saw was a trickle. Old men in the middle of the night do better. Somehow, we had an inkling that this would happen. During our mile hike in, we passed through a handful of glades. Now, a glade is like a bald spot on a hill. The dirt is too thin to grow many trees, but the lichen-covered rocks, wild grasses, and wildflowers love the area and its constant sunlight. On a cool day, it is magical stepping from the forest into the glade. On a hot day, it's like stepping into a pizza oven. Within each glade, we noticed several compositions that would make nice photos. Lush green grasses surrounding pink granite boulders, oceans of wildflowers dancing in the breeze, a collection of purple blooms sending out bursts of yellow that are mindful of fireworks displays. All this was our bird in hand. Yet we continued walking toward our two birds in the bush, the waterfall. Even though the sky was overcast as we were hiking, we knew that the light might be different on the way back up the mountain. Well, in case you don't know, the quality of light is very important to photography. Morning and evening gold light being the best, while high noon light is the worst. We were gambling that the falls would be good and that the clouds would stick around to block the high noon sun. Obviously, if we had all of the facts as we started our quest to the falls, we have not gone there. I can forgive Mentor Mike for pushing us to reach for the stars because he went to photography school and learned how to turn his camera into something akin to a musical instrument. Myself, I studied and taught English literature, and I know that the best laid plans of mice and men gang off to gley. If only I had someone like Mo to knock me around to remind me of that bit of Robert Burns' advice, then I would have stopped and spent my morning photographing wildflowers rather than twisting my ankles trying to get to the Trickle Falls. Yes, we still took some photos of the glades on our way back to the truck after the waterfall let us down. And some of the images, they're pretty good. We were able to get a few because we have adopted our own adage, axiom, postulate, proverb. Take what is given. God gave us gorgeous Ozark glades generously filled with pink granite, colorful wildflowers, lush green plants, and birds galore. Even if we had not snapped a single frame, it was a joy to walk through and see such things. Take and enjoy what is given. That was and is the truth and the beauty of the day. Thank you very much for watching and listening. If you like this video, I encourage you to hit the like, subscribe, share buttons, all of which are free to do. If you have places that you think Mentor Mike and I should visit to photograph and to write about, drop the town names in the comments. It would also be helpful if you know of a cafe that we can go to, as for me, I must keep my flesh up. If you enjoy the images, please visit our website, which I have linked in the description below. Mike and I are each award-winning, published photographers, and you might like some of our images and wish to download them. Or, if you live near us, you can sign up for one of our workshops. Until next time, keep the lid on the deck tall and zoom with your feet.